Tonight, new drone video shows the extent of the damage of this week's RA1 fire in Mountain Home.
Active thunderstorm activity passing on through the Treasure Valley region into Oregon. We'll talk about the impacts and how long this is going to last coming up.
And after 32 years, it's my last night on the desk here at Idaho News 6. Later in the newscast, we'll be celebrating and reflecting on 3 decades of news in the Valley. Tonight with breaking news, the National Weather Service reporting sustained winds just shy of 70 miles per hour, gusts knocking down trees and power lines and fuel across the valley. Photojournalist Doug Locksmith giving us this live view as crews battle a fire in Kuna. Just take a look at the Pulse Point app showing the active incidents crews are responding to right now. That's something you can sign up for and access yourself in real time. Thousands without power this evening across the valley. Here's a look at the latest map. Crews will have their hands full getting everyone back online. Among the new fires, the Wilson fire was discovered around 2 p.m. It's already burned about 50 acres in Hawaii County. Let's bring in our Isaiah Sharp with the very latest. Isaiah?
Yeah, Don, very active conditions. It started around 2 p.m. today, crossing the border from Nevada, moving into Idaho and Oregon. Take a look at this. The severe thunderstorm watch is almost covering the entire state. I think just portions of Portland are the only ones not seeing the activity, but a lot of lightning strikes right now passing over Burns, making their way into central Oregon, but Idaho is the focus. We've seen gusts of wind up to 68 miles per hour passing on through Canyon County. We've mentioned that knockdown trees have been happening across the region. Sheds have been flying. If you have anything that is outside that could potentially catch air, this is what we are concerned about. The falling trees right now, falling power lines on top of that too, potentially causing fires. So something to watch out for, especially within the next couple of hours. These gusts of winds, like I mentioned, knocking out power as well. 19,000 in Ada County right now, just shy of 10,000 over in Idaho City, less than 5,000 getting closer to the border of Oregon. So something to definitely watch out for as this active system continues to pass on through. We are under a severe thunderstorm watch until 8 o'clock tonight, and those winds have already blown over 50 miles per hour, reaching into close to 70 mile per hour winds. Damaging winds, according to the National Weather Service, are 58 miles per hour and above, and we have already seen that. Will there be any weekend impacts? We'll talk about that coming up a little bit later in the show. Temperatures today breaking into the 80s, getting close to 90 degrees for the Treasure Valley region, and heading into tomorrow, luckily a little bit better than what we have been seeing. We're going to see a drop in temperatures as this system rotates. It's going to bring in a low pressure system that's going to cool temperatures down, much clearer skies, but we are going to keep our eye out for the activity that is passing on through right now as those thunderstorms continue to make their way across the border from Idaho into Oregon. Lightning strikes and active wildfire activity popping up all across the state, so something to watch out for. And we'll keep an eye for it right here on Idaho News 6. Back to you, Don.
All right, thanks, Isaiah. Neighbors in Mountain Home still reeling after a Tuesday night wildfire torched homes and sent 6 first responders to the hospital.
She got trapped, basically.
And I usually get alerts like that, but I didn't get anything.
At last update, just one of those emergency personnel was still hospitalized tonight. The Red Cross sharing an updated number for anyone affected by the RA1 fire. That's there on your screen. Find our complete team coverage and what you need to know before a fire strikes on IdahoNews6.com. Windy weather prompting changes at Boise's Cascio Corners Park, which has been a hit with residents, but thankfully not literally. City crews have pulled the thin blue flaps that adorn the Sky River art installation. The flaps were designed to provide shade and sway in the breeze, but recent windstorms sent some tumbling to the ground. Another issue, the blue coating on some of the flaps was failing.
The nice thing about when we do these projects is that we work really closely with the artists, and we do have a warranty on the projects. Sometimes there's going to be problem when you've got these really kinetic, interactive art pieces, and we just work with the artists and we work with engineers to make sure that we can address those concerns.
The city previously had to remove 3 seating pods from the park due to safety concerns. New concrete replacements are on order and should be installed this summer.
We're highlighting active storms passing on through Idaho and Oregon. We'll talk about when these are set to come to an end coming up.
For months, tensions and public back and forth between Caldwell Mayor Eric Phillips and Caldwell Police Chief Rex Ingram have been escalating. And now that conflict is once again center stage after the Idaho Attorney General's office declined to pursue a criminal investigation request tied to accusations against the mayor. I'm Caldwell neighborhood reporter Leslie Solis breaking down the complaint and the Idaho Attorney General's response.
Tensions between Phillips and Ingram date back years to when Phillips served under Ingram at the Caldwell Police Department. After leaving law enforcement, Phillips went on to serve as Director of Student Safety for the Caldwell School District, a role that was later removed due to budget cuts. The conflict first gained major public attention in late 2025 after Idaho News 6 obtained a leaked voice memo in which the then mayor-elect Eric Phillips discussed plans to remove Chief Ingram from his position.
I got an interview with Channel 6. They asked me about the chief and whether I'm going to fire him. I'm making a public statement that I'm going to look at all the facts and make an informed decision. That means that I'm going to look at all the things and fire his ass anyways.
Now that fallout is once again taking center stage after attorneys representing Chief Ingram requested the Idaho Attorney General's office open an independent criminal investigation into Mayor Phillips regarding his handling of police department investigations. The complaint submitted in March alleges Mayor Phillips inserted himself into both criminal and internal police investigations by allegedly directing an employee not to report concerns through police administration, independently obtaining law enforcement records, and seeking updates on an active investigation directly from the Kane County Sheriff's Office. Attorneys further allege that after Phillips was identified as a witness in an internal affairs investigation, he ordered all internal affair investigations halted and directed investigative files be transferred to the Caldwell City Attorney's Office, actions they argued may have interfered with established investigative procedures. But in a response dated May 13th, the Idaho Attorney General's office stated it would take no further action, saying the allegations did not meet the legal threshold required for the office to exercise criminal jurisdiction under Idaho law. The Attorney General's office also wrote that even if the allegations were true, the actions described would not constitute violations of state criminal law and noted Idaho law gives mayors supervisory authority over city operations. In a statement, Mayor Eric Phillips said, quote, "I rest on the conclusions from the Attorney General's office that my handling of the situation was lawful." Ingram's attorneys said they submitted the complaint because they believed it was legally warranted, and while defending the chief against what they described as accusations of insubordination by Mayor Phillips, emphasizing that Ingram remains focused on leading the Caldwell Police Department and serving the community.
I'm Caldwell neighborhood reporter Leslie Solis, Idaho News 6.
As we head closer to the summer months, conditions expected to be warmer than per usual. We'll talk about chances of 90 coming up.
Here on the Boise Bench, a massive tree came crashing down after strong gusts toppled it over. Neighbors say this tree is decades old, and they heard a loud boom, and this was the aftermath. You can see where it snapped, and that tree fell right onto another neighbor's car. Right here, she says it is likely totaled. Power lines are also down, leaving neighbors on Denton Street on the Boise Bench without power. First responders have been called, and they are on their way.
Now, Isaiah Sharp with the Idaho News 6 forecast.
And our active radar is watching that system pass on through the Treasure Valley region into Oregon. I apologize for my voice, but we're going to get through this together. Thunderstorm activity making its way into the Treasure Valley, bringing winds up to 68 miles per hour. 58 miles per hour, according to the National Weather Service, is damaging. Now, there have been reports of a tornado in Caldwell over Facebook and other areas. I spoke to the National Weather Service. They did not confirm that there was any rotation happening. This is just a front passing on through. So no tornado activity making its way into Canyon County. You can see a lot of the activity has now made its way into Oregon, but still those winds a very impressive part of this forecast. 68 miles in Boise, 61 in Mountain Home, a little bit lighter down in the Magic Valley region, but some very impressive winds making its way into the Treasure Valley region, and right now struggling with some power outages too. Over 19,000 customers right now, at least with Idaho Power, are not seeing seeing any power through the region, closer to about 5,000 plus in Idaho City and just less than 5,000 over in Oregon as the system continues to make its way. The good news is we're on the back end of this system passing on through. Heading into tomorrow, we might see some light activity, but this system in particular started about 2 p.m., making its way from Nevada into our area, and so we are now on the tail end of this system, exiting right now and making its way into Oregon. Activity is going to be much lighter heading into tomorrow, and those winds are going to start to come down. The National Weather Service also said that this severe thunderstorm watch is going to last until 8 o'clock tonight, and so something to watch out for, at least for the next couple of hours. But we are on the tail end of the system making its way out of Idaho. Temperatures are expected to take a little bit of a dip heading into this weekend, going from the upper 80s into the 70s, some parts even seeing 60 degrees in our area. And if you thought the weather was odd today, it's even going to be weird for parts of Idaho and Montana because we've got snow in the forecast expected on Saturday. A little bit starting to develop over Salmon, Missoula, and even Butte could see some patchy snow moving on into the region on May 31st. So even heading into the month of June, we could potentially see some snowflakes as a part of our forecast. Very clear skies going into Sunday, clear skies going into Monday. June is looking to be really beautiful and really warm on top of that as well. We've got warmer than normal conditions taking over a majority of Idaho. Temperatures are set to sail, so we'll watch out for that. And the drier than normal conditions too, something to watch out for. Especially these thunderstorm activity moments happen, we could see wildfire activity really start to spark on up going into the month of June. Heading into tomorrow, much clearer conditions, partly cloudy skies. We've got light chances of thunderstorm activity just to the south of us and decent winds passing on through our area with temperatures getting into those 80s. We are going to cool down heading into this weekend with 70s on the way for your Saturday and your Sunday, but we jump right back into the 80s, chances of 90s even returning by Tuesday and Wednesday with very, very clear skies. But I do want to highlight 68-mile-per-hour winds passing on through today. Thunderstorm activity, at least the severe watch, is going to be lasting until 8 o'clock tonight. So make sure that you're safe. There are going to be downed trees, and power is something we're watching out for in the next couple of hours to hopefully come back on. Make sure to stay tuned to Idaho News 6 for the latest on your forecast.
All right, thanks, Isaiah. Let's give you an update on that situation in South Ada County. If we can take a look at that, we have a live look from photojournalist Doug Locksmith, and this is down in Kuna. As you can see, after the break, we'll come back with some more stories, but this is a live look again from that situation that fired down in Kuna. Now, after the break, a look back on one of my favorite stories, and that's coming up after this.